So first of all, good evening everyone. Welcome here. Welcome to this channel. And today we are going to the discussing about very interesting topic in the C++ programming world. That is a what we are going to the see that we are going to the discuss about that how to pass the multiple generic types in the generic class. Okay, means how to pass the multiple generic types in the generic class okay. So this is our topic today, and about this we are going to the write the source code here. Okay, so let's see that how can we write the source code. So we are here, we have the file for this source code. Okay, that is here, and our program for the how to pass the multiple generic types in the generic class means what we are going to the do here. We are going to the use the multiple generic types. We are going to the create the multiple generic types in the, and also we are going to the use in the generic class. And this is the fun about the multiple generic types in the generic class, and we will pass the value. We will yes, this is the main thing, that we are going to the create the generic class, okay, with the multiple generic types. Okay, yes, so let's create the generic class. So create the generic class, we have the one syntax, that is we are going to use the template. You can say that one is a class, you can say also. Okay, so template is using here, and then we have the this one is the syntax of the creating the generic class, that is here we can see. Okay, so here we are going to write the class, and then class I want to say that generic types name is here, that is a t1 first one. Okay, and then I am just use the again, I am just creating again t2. Okay, so this one is the two type of the generic types here, and then we are going to the create the generic class, that is a class and the class name. So I am just going to the name of the class is the emax. Okay, and then I am just going to the writing the source code for the our generic class, and then we will pass the value there. Okay, through the constructor. Okay, so I want to say you that here we have the two here we have the two placeholder, you can say also, that is a generic types. So we are going to use the both. Okay, so we will use here, that is a t1, and then the variable name is a x, and t2 is a variable is a y. Okay, so then what we are going to the do, this one is a to what data is a in the public mode. So what we are going to the do, we are going to the just for assigning the value there, we have to the use the constructor or the method. So I am just going to use the constructor here. So constructor will be created through the emax, that is a class name. Okay, and then here we are going to the see that what we are going to the do, we have to the parameters. Okay, so I am just writing the parameter. It is a t1 is a type of the data. Okay, data type, and then I am just variable name is a x2, and then t2 for the t2. Okay, t2 is the generic type, second generic type, so t2, and then y2. Okay, and then what we are going to the do, we have to the I am just going to the initialize the value there, whatever we have to the got it here. Okay, so x equal to x2, and then y equals to y2. Okay, so we have to the assign there the copy of the values of all these things. Okay, and then what we are going to do, I am just going to the create one method inside our class, inside our generic class to the so I am just going to give the name of the function, that is a, you can say that is a method, that is a so. And then what I am going to the do here, I am just writing the one comment. I am just going to give the one comment, that is a value of the x and y, value for the x and y. Okay, and then I am just going to the print the value of the x and y. Okay, so x and then y, and then semicolon, and means I'm just going to the end elements here. Okay, so what will be happen, we are going to the first create the generic class, and inside generic class we have the two variable, you have the, we have the two data, that is a x and y variable is here, and t1 and t2 is what, generic data type. Okay, so you can say it is a generic data type, and date one is a can handle any type of the data. Okay, so when we pass the, when we will pass the uh, value for the constructor, so at that time for the creating the object, we will pass the value for the worth placeholders, for the worth generic data types. So that one will be hold that, and then what will be happen, means I want to save that t1 and t2 is here, so that one will be hold the type of the data. Okay, and then here that one will be initialized, means if you will pass the here, that is a here we will pass the class, and then class name, no class, and then emacs, and then we have the pass the integer and the float. So at that time what will be happen, so we can pass the only and only integer and float for the t1 and t2. t1 will be assigned, through the int, means that one will be, for this object one, means I am just going to give one object name. Okay, so and then inside that I am just going to pass the parameter. So first one parameter will be first one I am just going to the assigning the value there. So 19 I am just passing, and then I am just passing the 7.8, that is a floating point. Okay, and then semicolon. So all these values will be come here. Okay, will be here, and assigning here through this constructor will be assigned here. Okay, so we should have to the public. Okay, because as you know that by default all the data of the class will be private, so these things are private, but we are going to the use we are going to the encapsulate inside, we are going to bind through this in the public mode. Okay, through this constructor. Okay, and then we are going to the show through this. Okay, so I hope that you have got it all these things, that what am I want to say you. And after this I am to the created, I have the passed the value, and then what we are going to the do, I am just going to the show you the I want to show you the while I want to show you the result. Okay, so sorry for that. So I am to the we can see here that what will be the result. Okay, so this one is the one syntax error. Yes, so you can say here we have the output, that is a value for the x and y is a 9 and 7, and the 9 and then 7.8. Okay, because we have to the pass the 9 and then 7.8, so all these things are printing here. Okay, if you want to the handle, then you can use the here handle. Okay, and then again print message. So you can see the value of the x and y is 99 and 7.8. Okay, so x value is 99 and y is 7.8. Okay, so I hope that we have got it, all these things here. And after that what we are going to do here, we are going to the mainly different types of the generic data type, we are going generic types we are going to the use in our class. Okay, so this one is the main theme here. Okay, main theme was of this main theme was there, that we are going to the first the multiple generic types in the generic class. Okay, so here we have the generic class, and inside this generic class what we are going to the do, we are just going to the use the multiple generic types. So that one is a t1 and t2, and that one is handling the any type of the data. So here we are going to the pass the integer and float, means we can only and only handle the 99 and 7, means integer and the floating point we can pass here. Okay, so this is the fun about that, how can we pass the multiple generic types in the generic class. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity about this topic today, and after this topic we will also discuss about the different topic. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity about this topic. Okay, but if you know any clarity, then I want to show you again that repeat I am just going to say. Okay, that here we have to the created one generic class. Okay, this one is the syntax of the creating the generic class, and generic class name is what Emacs, and inside that we have the two types of the you can say that is a two data is here, and two data is what data is the private mode. Okay, and inside private, as you know, because by default data will be private. Okay, so here we have the private data, and to do public we should have to use the constructor and the method. So here we are going to use the constructor to assign the value there. Okay, to copy the to assign the copy of the value. Okay, so here we have to assign the value through this constructor. Okay, so and then we are going to the show the value of the our variables, it is the x and y, and here we are going to use the universal data type, that is a generic data type t1 t2. Okay, so t1 will be handled with any type of the data type, and t2 will be handled with any data types. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to the mainly focus that here we will pass the different types of the data type. Okay, and then what will happen, we must have to the pass the same types of the value from this. Okay, and then that one will be come here through the object to the constructor, and then assign to the value and assigning to the what variables, and then what will happen, we are going to the show values. Okay, so this one is the fun about, and suppose we are going to the right here that I am just going to the right at, yeah, I'm just going to the right at class, and then class name, and then I'm just writing the a string and a string, a string and a string only. Okay, so we should have to the pass only and only a string values. Okay, so I'm just writing just str1, and then I'm just str1, and then I'm just writing the for the second variable, that is a second data type, second universal data type, that is a str2, that is a string will be come to the where is it go, is it a, it is come here for the t1 and t2. Okay, so t1 will be assigned by the a string, and t2 will be also assigned by the a string. Okay, and then what will be happen, a string x, and then what, a string y. Okay, so a string and a string is here, so here also a string x2 and a string y2. Okay, so what will be happen, this one is going to the assigning to the string a string to the string. So this is the main funda, and here we are going to the print the value of the variables, that is a data type is a string, because we have to pass the data type is a from this main function, that is a through the object we have to the pass the integer and the floats. Okay, and through the object we have to the pass the value for the all these things. Okay, here we have to the pass the string a string, so we have to the use the string only. Okay, yes, so let's see what will be happen in the second time. So obj2 will be created here. Okay, Emacs, sorry for that, here should we have to the object obj2 dot so. Okay, and then control F9 and then control F10. So here we can see the value of the x and y is str1 and str2. Okay, so suppose I want to say you that what will be happen if you are going to the pass the different data types, means I want to say you that I'm just writing the string, here I'm just writing the int, and here I'm just writing the int. Okay, and I'm just passing the value from this, I'm just creating the object 3. Okay, and then inside this object, means I'm just going to pass the value to the constructor. Okay, that is a, here we have to say to the our generic class, that is we will pass the integer values, but here we are not going to pass the integer values, here we are going to pass the different, here we have to pass the floats. Okay, so at that time what will happen, that one is going to the compile. Why is it compile, we will discuss about in the different way. Okay, in the different sessions, but I want to say that suppose here I am just going to the, again I am just going to the, but before that I am just want to the show that. Okay, so obj3 dot show. Okay, and then that one is going to the show obj3 dot show. Okay, so this one is going to the show, you will see the output So value for x and y is the 4 and 6. Okay, so this one is going to the int and is int coming here, assigning int and int x, int y, int x2 and int x y2 is assigning here. Okay, the value of the y2 and is x2, and then we have to the print here. Okay, so main thing is here that if you will pass the different data, then at the time what will be in so class and then emax, and then we have to the string, and then I have to the again a string and int. Okay, so at a time what will happen, we must have to the pass the value to the through the object to the constructor only and only the string and the integer. So I'm just writing the 99 and then I'm just writing the hello world. So what will be happen, we are going to the see hello world. Okay, so we will see one exceptions, one error will be occur here, that is a no matching function for the call. Okay, so that is the main reason, that is a not matching. If you will write the in this way, at a time that one is going to the perfectly work. Okay, you can see. Okay, so we must have to the pass the same type of the data values. Okay, yes, so I hope that you have to the understand everything here, because the main reason is here that if you will pass the different data value, and the we have to the pass the string and integer. Okay, and here we are going to the pass the integer and then a string. So what will be happen, a string value and the I have to just say that we will pass the different values, means I am just passing here, that is a for the string, that is I am just passing, that is a 7.6.7 and then the string. Okay, so at a time what will be happen, for a string we are going to the float passing, and for the integer we are going to the string passing. So at a time what will be happen, a string and integer will become to the t1 and t2. T1 will be by default taken by the t1, it will be t1 equal to a string. Okay, and t2 equal to, and to t2 will be handle the integer types of the data. But here we are going to the passing, but sorry for that, but here we pass t1 equal to what we are going to the pass, we are going to the passing the uh, that is a floating value here. Okay, and for the integer we are going to the passing the string. So we are going to the passing the float for the t1. Okay, and we are going to the pass the for the f2 t2, that is a string. Okay, so at a time what's happening, there is no any matching things. So this is the main reason that is not going to the compile successfully. This one is going to the give and one exceptions, that your function is not matching. Okay, so this is the main funda about that, how can we pass the multiple generic types in the generic class. Okay, so I hope that you have to the clarity about all these things here. If you have any type of the questions, you can ask me with the help of the this your comment box, and I will definitely try to solve your problems. Okay, in the next video. So let's meet you again and again. Let's bye. After this video we will also discuss about the very interesting topic. This one will be also very interesting topic in the C++. So let's bye.